Hi, this is Aino, and today I want to create something with the Behringer Neutron, something about drones, and associate the sound of the Behringer Neutron that has no effects to effect rack inside Ableton. Let's check it out. So here we have a dry chain. It's just the dry signal from the Behringer Neutron coming into a simple reverb, stock reverb, with a long decay, no input filtering here, and just 55% on dry wet. It's like 55 or 50% like this is the original sound, and the other 50% is the reverb. So then we have another one is an echo, and we have with this set the delay with these settings on dot and notes just to give some variation, and we have a mid-side combination of them. So we have 1/8 on the mid and this 1/4 on the side, and we have also a river 100% with a pretty long decay, not maximum because it's too much. It's like the 85% is good, and yeah, 100% dry wet. So we have the full affected signal. On the modulation, we have a little modulation and delay, and mostly on the filter. Some envelope going to the mix here on the character. It's noise on just 19% to 20%, just a little noise, and the wobble. Then we have a shifter, so to create some variation on based on ring modulation. I put in 130 Hz because we are going to play a C note. This is at 261 Hz, more or less. This is the half, so an octave below. But we can take the MIDI from another, for instance, another track like this. With this setting, and we are modulating the dry wet signal here, and there's also a resonator based on the D note with these settings in order to create some harmonic variation. And yeah, hybrid reverb, drone cave is like a preset. I just modify something, and I put tides instead of dark hole, and with this kind of settings, and a lot of stereo here, 200%. Default is 100%. There's also an LFO on another rack, another chain, sorry, and we're modulating the frequency and the morphing of the filter in this modality here. This is the morph in this mode, and we have put inside a gated delay that we can find some pack. It's the Creative Extensions, very cool pack, and yeah, so to create some gate here, rhythmic gate, like a rhythmic pattern, and some beat repeat, and erosion, just a little noise here, and redux that gives some crunchy and crispiness to the sound. A delay at the end of this chain, and on another rack just a shimmer plate. So shimmer, the pitch is 12 semitones up, so it's an octave up. We have this kind of effect of shimmering, yeah, in combination with EQ, with some low end, with some cut on the low end. And another one is the overdrive. So in every rack, not in the dry one, but for instance here, there is this simple thing. We have an LFO, it's modulation. So the trick is to modulate the parameters inside the rack in order to have this constant randomness that is pretty cool when we create some drone stuff or ambient stuff. For instance, we have this LFO that is going to modulate the noise morph, the wobble morph, everything, for instance, here in the character of the echo. So the morphing of the noise, the morphing of the wobble here, the modulation phase, field modulation, and some dry wet stuff. Like for instance, this dry wet and this dry wet. And for instance, on the other one, we have this morphing filter. Everything is modulated. And on the delay, the modulation, we're going to modulate the modulation of the filter and the time of the delay, and so on. Everything then is mapped. I mean, the volume of each chain is mapped on the macros here. One for the dry, the echoes, gated, shimmer, and ODs like overdrive. And we have here other modulators, other LFOs that are modulating the volume of each macro here. So let's see it in action.